Kurtz, Mike Galloway, the battle of the monster trucks. We have 8 to start with, and we'll get down to the champion. We have a Duraliner Giant, the Virginia Giant, Samson 1, Excalibur, the Lon-Ranger, Barefoot, the Skoal Crusher, and last but certainly not least, Bigfoot. The Duraliner Giant against the Virginia Giant as we get the competition underway.
Side-by-side action. They'll go off the starting mound across a short chute, crush 6 cars up another little finish mound, and trip the flags for the winner. Duraliner Giant versus the Virginia Giant. 2 supercharged Ford motors. Duraliner Giant is setting with a 472 supercharged Ford engine. Truck weighs 20,000 pounds. Virginia Giant 494 supercharged Boss Hemi Ford motor, and it weighs a total of 13,000. Virginia Giant's got a lead. Here comes the Duraliner. It's neck and neck. The Giant, the Duraliner looks like he's in the lead. Let's see the finish.
The Duraliner.
The Duraliner.
What a wild race that was. 8 trucks to start off with. We'll eliminate it down to 2, but right now the Duraliner has beaten the Virginia Giant in the first round of competition.
Kurt Dabney did a great job with this supercharged Ford motor. He's out of North Carolina with the Virginia Giant, and he actually didn't trip the flags. He ran over the top of them.
We'll get another look at the race. It was a quick one, and the Duraliner Giant came out on top.
Virginia Giant beats him out of the starting blocks and has got about a half a truck lead on him when they hit the cars. But right here's where that Duraliner Giant is making up ground on him. You can see him on the far side as he's beginning to make up the power. And when he hits the ground, he slams the throttle down and he's covering a lot of territory. Now watch him right here as he gets high in the air and actually jumps over the flags and lands on top of them. Front tires clear it, back tires trip the flags, and right there's your winner. First round of competition, Duraliner Giant.
Round 2, Excalibur goes against Samson 1.
This is going to be a great race. The Excalibur truck in Samson 1. Don Maples on the inside out of Huntsville, Alabama. On the outside of him, Dave Court out of Ohio. This is going to be great. Supercharged motor in Samson. Excalibur covers him hard out of the hole. Excalibur's flying over the cars. He's flying, but here comes Samson. Excalibur's going to watch out. I believe he did it.
Excalibur all over the track, and Excalibur the winner.
Wow, and I mean all over the track. He cleared the first 4 cars, it looked like. Let's watch him go at it one more time, leaving the starting line. Look at the big jump that Excalibur gets out of the starting block. And when he does that, he just hammers this 454 Chevrolet. Watch him. He's clearing about 4 cars, landing on the latter part of them, and then gets crossways completely on the track. Has to bring it around. A beautiful job of driving. Samson's making up precious time on him. It is down to the finish line, and look at Excalibur coming on like gangbusters, and he trips the flags and wins the first round. It's going to be great competition. He looks like he'll be taking on the Duraliner Giant as they both advance to the second round of competition. More racing coming up.
Round 3, monster truck competition. The Lon-Ranger against Fred Schaefer's Barefoot.
A couple of mini trucks, an S10, Fred Schaefer's Barefoot out of Granite City, Illinois, and then the Lon-Ranger, Gary Bauer, out of Ohio. Both of them supercharged, one Ford, one Chevrolet. Both these guys are wild men. Watch this one. I'll tell you what, this is going to be wild and monster truck racing.
Start seems to be obviously all important as a sprint.
Boy, I'll tell you what, that first short run between the starting block and the first set of cars has really proven to be a critical point in the race. Bauer is ready. They're both locking them up. They'll bring the power up. Watch them go. Here they go. Off and running. Lon-Ranger's got a little bit of advantage, but here comes Barefoot. Barefoot is making ground. Fred is looking at it. Fred Schaefer's going for the lead, but right at the last minute.
Dead heat.
Oh, I'm not going to call that one. We'll have to leave it up to the official.
Barefoot. They say Barefoot is the winner.
They're saying that Barefoot pulled it out right at the last minute. Gary Bauer was making ground, and it was just inches separating those two. Let's watch them as they hook up and get ready to go again. Here they leave. Barefoot getting off to a slow start. Gary Bowers got a short lead in the chute when they hit the first set of cars, but Fred Schaefer hits the nitrous injection on Barefoot, gets up high, lands on the cars, and right there he sees out of his corner of his eye that Lon-Ranger's right beside him. He's got to pull out all the stops and go for the gold. Right there, Lon-Ranger still in the lead, but at the last minute, Barefoot nails it, actually flies over and wins right at the finish line. Barefoot pulls out a very exciting victory.
Now here's the favorite, Jim Cramer's Bigfoot out of St. Louis, Missouri, and the opposition will be supplied by Skoal Crusher.
Skoal Crusher, a truck out of California, and Bigfoot out of St. Louis. These two trucks have gone head-to-head many times. It could be an upset tonight. The Skoal Bandit truck has really been doing a great job. They've changed the motor in the truck just recently, and for many, many years ran a V12 Jaguar. They've converted over to a 454 cubic inch big block Chevrolet. The truck's light, it's quick, it's agile. He could beat Bigfoot tonight, but look out, look out, here we go. Bigfoot is just flying, but the Bandit's right there beside him. It's gonna be a finish, photo finish. Bigfoot takes it.
What a wild race, but Bigfoot just holds on to win.
That was probably as tough a race as Bigfoot has been in quite some time. The Skoal Bandit truck out of California was really on him all the way through, and he tortured that Bigfoot truck. You can see Jim Cramer out. He knows he landed hard. It's heavy-duty suspension all the way around. Here's the finish. Now look at Bigfoot landing on the cars, and the Skoal Bandit truck in the lead. Bigfoot's got to make up ground, and Jim Cramer hits that nitrous button, and the truck goes berserk. It flies in the air. Look at them side by side, up in the air. Bigfoot lands, and look how hard that truck lands on the ground. That's 13,000 pounds of brand new 1987 Ford truck taking a beating and doing a great job with it. They'll have to check it over before round two comes up. Bigfoot's got his crown to defend tonight.
Here we go, Bigfoot, again the driver, Jim Cramer, out of St. Louis, Missouri. And the opposition will be Excalibur from Maumee, Ohio, which is just outside Toledo.
This is going to be a tough one. Jim Cramer is going to have to get all of the power that Bigfoot has to beat the Excalibur truck in this round. Supercharged 454 against a supercharged Ford motor. Bigfoot, a reputation and a fine truck up against Excalibur. It's final round time. Excalibur's got a little bit of fire underneath their truck. They're checking him out before they let him leave. A little bit of fire flaming up, maybe just some excess fuel coming out of the headers. Dave, a great driver, and as we've seen him tonight, he has showed his stuff with this Excalibur truck. Jim Cramer tilting the hood up on Bigfoot, just trying to get a little more air circulating in it. As we mentioned, this truck has gone back-to-back rounds. It has got to be building quite a bit of heat in this supercharged Ford motor. Look at those edge valve covers, got the Bigfoot on it. These guys don't miss a trick with this Bigfoot truck. Right now, Excalibur suffering a little bit of fire as they shut down Bigfoot.
Well, we've had a blown engine apparently on the part of Excalibur, so we're going to have a substitution under the brake rule.
Excalibur broke on the starting line. Truck will not refire, and the motor went away on him. He ran last round the Duraliner Giant. Broke in the final, so that brings the Duraliner Giant back to face Bigfoot.
Duraliner Giant takes on Bigfoot, and obviously I would think the odds would go even higher now in favor of Bigfoot.
I think they favor Bigfoot a little bit, but I don't think that they favor Bigfoot by a long margin. The Dabneys are good drivers. They let it all hang out on the starting line. We've seen him grab some hole shots tonight. and I think that's going to be the secret. Now, Jim Kramer's one of the quickest men on the throttle. When that green flag drops, you can bet he'll nail the motor. It's whichever motor comes to life. The Duraliner truck's a little heavier. It may not leave as quick as the Bigfoot truck. It's time for the drag race shootout. Bigfoot's out the lead, but here's the Duraliner Giant. Bigfoot, they're side by side. They're side by side. It's a shootout. It's a shootout. It's Bigfoot at the finish. It's Bigfoot at the finish. And I believe the Duraliner Giant has blown a motor.
Now, Bigfoot has not only survived the field, but we've had a couple of blowing engines among the competition, and Bigfoot emerges as the champion here at Rich Stadium in Buffalo tonight.
Well, it was a very, very tough run, and I think that the Duraliner Giant ran into motor problems as it came off of the cars and headed for that finish line. Now, here at the replay, Bigfoot jumps him out of the hole on the green flag, but as they get to the first set of cars, the Duraliner Giant scrambles up on him, gets a little bit of a lead. Now, the Duraliner Giant is in the lead right there, but you see the motor go to puffing a little smoke. And as it comes off of it, it looks like there's some problems. There's a big puff of smoke. Bigfoot's in shape. He's straight. He nails it, flies to the finish line. He takes home another big victory tonight.
So Bigfoot, the champion here in Buffalo this evening. Jim Kramer from St. Louis, Missouri.
Bigfoot, king of the monster trucks, and Jim, king of the monster truck driver.
And still champion. Quite a show tonight here at Rich Stadium in Buffalo, New York. For Mike Galloway, I'm Bob Kurtz. Thanks for being with us. This Ford Budweiser United States Hot Rod Association Truck Pull Championship and Battle of the Monster Trucks has been brought to you by Budweiser, the genuine article. A distinctively clean, crisp taste that makes Budweiser the king of beers. For all you do, this Bud's for you. This has been a presentation of Bud Sports through the facilities of ESPN.